Hey guys, it's Sully, and I'm bringing you a video today to show you how to get upwards of 700 Gamerscore in Vambrace Cold Soul very quickly with very little effort. This game is on Game Pass, so if you subscribe to that service, it's essentially free to play for you. The game is kind of a dungeon crawl, roguelite, turn-based RPG. Full completion would take you 25 or so hours. Assuming you follow a guide, and Level 1 Blue Slime wrote a wonderful walkthrough on True Achievements that I recently used myself to complete the game. Completion does require 3 playthroughs to get the 3 different endings, the first of which is comprehensive and would take 10 or so hours to do everything you need to do to get the good ending. The second one takes about half of that to get the bad ending, and then there's a third, much shorter playthrough, like half an hour to an hour, using chapter select to get the neutral ending. We'll be using chapter select in this video to instantly pop a slew of achievements, and then I'll show you the process you can go through with that chapter select to, clean up several more achievements that take just a little bit more effort if you want to kind of maximize what you can do without really having to play through this game. Alright, so now I pick up after having completed the tutorial, and I'm being interrogated by this guy whose name is Lanville. You just want to skip through all of this dialogue. Should take about 10 or 20 seconds. There will be an optional dialogue to choose. It doesn't matter which one you pick. Alright, now we actually have control. You can hold RT to run faster. Go up this stairway. The guard will say something. Before we leave, you have to come over here and talk to Isabel. Again, there'll be a dialogue option. Just pick the first one. It's a brief conversation, and then you can exit to the left. And now we are out in the sort of overworld of the main hub or town of the game. And what you want to do from here is come down, head over to the left, and then straight down here into this corner. And when you're in this corner, if you hold A, it'll activate this secret area, which is a stage select. And there will be a little dialogue option here in a moment before I can actually do anything, so I'll skip that. And these are the different chapters throughout the game. You see Chapter 3, this one's Chapter 4, beginning. It doesn't say. This is Chapter 4. The end. This is Chapter 5. These are both Chapter 6, and then this is the 3 options for the 3 endings, where blue is the path for the good ending, green is the path for the bad ending, and red is the path for the neutral ending. So we're going to choose the red option, and it will load up essentially the final segment of the game. Alright, so now we're just going to walk over to the right, find the guy with the hair over his eyes, and the yellow question mark is acquired, or exclamation point, I'm sorry. Once we talk to him, it's going to start popping achievements. And I'm going to skip through this dialogue as quickly as I can while all the achievements pop. I think there's going to be 16 or so of them that will unlock. Once they're done popping, I'll pull open the dashboard and sort of look to confirm. And I'll continue skipping all this boring dialogue in the interim. I have control now, and achievements are still unlocking, but I'm going to go do a couple of other things real quick. I'm going to come out here and talk to Zaquan again, or Zaquard. And I'm going to pick all of his dialogue options. After I go through the dialogue options, I will finish the conversation. That was for an additional achievement on top of everything else that's still auto-popping. After I do that, I'm going to come over here to the right, talk to this woman, and the same thing, I'm going to go through her dialogue options for a missable achievement. That you have to do this little process in addition to all the other achievements auto-popping. And then after I hit all three, I'll finish the conversation. And I've still got achievements popping. That's complete Chapter 3. There'll be one pop to complete Chapter 4, one for Chapter 5, one for Chapter 6. All of these achievements that are popping up, most of them are progression related. A few of them are sort of missable based on optional choices that are chosen. Now, the next one that should pop up will be the one that I got for talking to that guy and going through his dialogue option. That's the Mysterious Friends for speaking with Zaquard. And then this is the one I just got, Magical Company, for talking here to Isabel. So now that should be all of the achievements that are absolutely easy. 19 total, 1 from the tutorial, 16 from just selecting this chapter and talking to Zaquard for the first time to trigger all of the dialogue sequences. 1 more for talking to Zaquard again, 1 more for talking to Isabel. 19 for 570 Gamerscore. And if you'd like to stop here, by all means, that's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit. If you want to follow along a little further, there's some easy steps we can go through that are a little tedious, but that are going to get, let's see, about 100 and, maybe about 100 more Gamerscore, 6 or 7 more achievements maybe. So I'll continue with those steps next. Okay, so continuing along, what I've done is I quit out to the main menu and I started another game, a new game from the next save file. I chose to skip the tutorial. Then it played that like minute or 2 long introduction sequence. I ended up in that interrogation with Lanville, skipped through all of that, talked to Isabel, exited, and now I'm out at that overworld area. There are 7 more achievements that can be gotten by using the chapter select a few times. We're going to have to use it like, I think, 4 more times. Each time you have to exit to the menu, start a new game, delete an existing save file once they get filled up in order to do that, go through the introduction sequence after you skip the tutorial, go through the Lanville conversation, and then walk up here to town, and then walk over to the stage select area to select the chapter you need to go to continue along. So I'll head over here. And again, all of this is going to be very simple, albeit a little tedious, but it's free and easy Gamerscore, so let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the second option, which is taking me to Chapter 2. For whatever reason, the Chapter 2 progression achievement does not unlock along with the rest of them during that first batch of unlocks. So by coming here to Chapter 2, which is the end of Chapter 2, we'll get that achievement for completing Chapter 2. Should happen right after this dialogue. And I'm going to skip through all of her dialogue. Alright, then what I want to do is come over here to this man, talk to him. Do not choose the first option to give him the oxe. Just say ask for time. Then come back to the first NPC and say you're ready. And this will take us back to the main town. One of the things we're going to be accomplishing during these few new stage select runs is collecting costumes. There's like 23 or 24 costumes that are a total hassle to collect, but we're going to get 5 of them for 1 achievement while we're doing the other things for some other miscellaneous achievements. So it's just Just some extra freebies, basically, for a little bit of effort. So I'll skip through all of this dialogue and go the opposite way. And then run to the left. Did I go the wrong way? Am I lost? Yeah, I went the wrong way. So let me see if I can figure out where I was like a dummy. Okay, so after you talk to him, run all the way to the left. I got a little discombobulated there. And then again, from this next room, run all the way to the left and you'll find yourself back outside. So now what you want to do is come down here and go over to the left to this area, which is the market. And you want to run all the way to the left into the next area. And once again, run all the way left until you see an opening that you can go in. Go in that opening. Come over to the right and talk to this guy, Maruhan. Now, we're going to give him the Oxe, and there's an achievement for giving it to him that we already actually popped that during the big batch pop, so we're not doing this to get an achievement per se. We're doing this to get a costume and to advance things for another achievement. So once we've got him talked to, we're going to run to the right and out of here. And then straight across to the right into the inn. And what you want to do at the inn is... Oops, I didn't mean to go in there. I was just trying to close out the dialogue. Is you want to go over and actually talk to the barmaid, Helga. After you go through the dialogue with her, then we'll go back to that door that I had started going into. So in this door, if we come in here, there should be a little sequence where everything sort of gets illuminated, the fire gets lit. Come over here and rest. We're going to leave here. There, we received one of the costumes from something we've done already. I'm going to come over to the right, go downstairs, go back to the left, and talk to this woman at the end. Speak with her. Skip through her dialogue. Alright, we're done with her. Go back upstairs and exit the inn. Now, go back to the market straight across and talk to this person, Yasal, and she'll give you some dialogue options. Pick Ask About the Dream, and there you go, the achievement unlocked, the coma. You may have to pick her second dialogue option also, which I thought I was going to have to do, but I guess not. After that achievement pops, you might need to also pick her third dialogue. If it didn't, then hit ask to see her wares, and then you can run away from her. Now, run all the way to the left. And right here, this woman sitting down. Talk to her, ask about the treasure. Tell her about Charlotte. And then tell her what you know, which is the first dialogue option out of the 3 times you get a choice. Alright, after that, you want to exit this area, run to the right. And head down. All the way over to the left. And then when you go a little bit of a ways to the left, there'll be a yellow exclamation point on the tent. Interact with that. You get a brief dialogue, and then come over here and talk to Satara. Tell the truth when you get the option. And then just skip through all of this dialogue. You'll receive a box. This is to get a costume towards the achievement we're getting for getting 5 costumes. Once you're done here, exit this area, head back to the inn. Go into your room, and then you should get an option to open the box, and you'll receive the Tatini costume, which is lingerie, basically. So now we're done here. I'll go ahead and quit to menu, and I'll pick up at the start of the next segment. And of course, each segment will pick up here at the point where you reach this overworld area. Again, this time I chose the third save file, skipped the tutorial, went through the opening sequence, conversation with Lanville, talked to Isabel, and now here I am. So, during my conversation with Lanville, while I was skipping that, the achievement popped for collecting 5 costumes. I didn't think I had collected 5 costumes. I still have one more costume that I'm going to lead us to, but you may get it here, or we may have to get one more costume like I think. Either way, I just want to point that out. So what we'll do here is come down. And again, we need to go to Chapter 2. We need to make a different option in Chapter 2 for directly for an achievement, but also for a costume that maybe we don't even need anymore, but we have to come here for the achievement anyway. And once Chapter 2 loads in, we'll talk to the initial NPC, go through her dialogue, receive that Oxe item. Then we're going to go over on the right to Gerard, and this time we're going to give it to him. That's directly related to an achievement, but that also gets us a costume. We received the costume. We unlock the achievement. I'll go ahead and quit and go through the process of starting a new game, and then pick up at the world map, or I'm sorry, the town map again. This is going to be another short segment. I've gone through the process of starting a new game again. This time I deleted the file in save slot number 3 to start a new game, skipped the tutorial, intro sequence, Lanville conversation, and here I am. So what we're going to do now is go to the chapter select area. And we need to go to last jail room, which is the end of chapter 3. And we're going to make an option that'll lead directly to an achievement. So you want to walk over to the right and you'll see sort of a chained up dude. Talk to him. That's the king. He's unconscious. We already have the achievement for bringing him back from the mass pop, so now we're going to choose leave him here. That'll unlock an achievement. Once we get control, we can quit to menu, and then I'll pick up at the next segment. Okay, and we have 2 more segments to go that lead directly to achievements. This one is going to be the longer of the 2, so delete save file 3, start a new game, go through the process to get here to the town area, and make your way over to chapter select. And from here you want to go to the Haven option, which is the beginning of chapter 6. We're going to have to jump through a few hoops here to get an achievement. This segment is probably going to take a few minutes. Exit left right away. And come over and talk to Celeste. And now talk to Divinia. Then head downstairs. In the unlikely event that you don't have the 5 costume achievement, you could come here to the right, talk to this guy right here, and you'll receive a costume. And exit out to the left, straight across, and go outside. This will start Chapter 6. We need to go through some dialogue options here. Just by running to the left, you'll have some Zarquard and Balthazar interaction. When that's done, you'll have to talk to Isabel too, I think. Ah. Alright, now that that's cleared up, you want to run a little bit to the left and talk to the dwarf. Prince Gunnar. You're going to have an option here, and you want to not go too quickly because you want to choose the focus on Landville option, which I don't know if that's mandatory for what we're trying to get done, but that's what I did to get it to work, so pick that option. Once you finish with that, run back into the right, go up the stairs, and talk to Celeste. That'll open the way forward, which is the stairs right to her left. You'll be out in the overworld. You want to go over here to the right to the building under the tree roots and go inside. And then run over here to the right, and there will be some NPCs that you can talk to. Go through this dialogue, and this leads to an achievement. But this achievement, for whatever reason, is kind of a delayed pop, so that should be the trigger for it. Come out, head down to the inn maybe. There it is. I don't know if the inn triggered that or if it would have come eventually, but once that's done, you can go ahead and quit, and I will rejoin you for the final segment, and we'll wrap it up. Okay, so here we are for the final segment of this video, which essentially is leading us to low-hanging fruit in Vambrace. We'll be wrapping it up here with what should be the 26th achievement and 680 gamer score. What you want to do, obviously delete the 3rd save file, start a new game, go through the process, get out here. Then we're going to head down to the chapter select. And we want to go all the way over to the right to the 3 colored crystals, and we want to choose the blue one, which is the path for the good ending.
Keep a wary eye.
Alright, load in here, and the achievement for the prosecutor will pop. And now we are done with all of the easiest stuff that we can get with minimal effort without actually playing any of the game. So just to recap, that's 26 achievements, 680 gamer score. And I just kind of want to briefly discuss what's left in the game. There are 3 achievements for collecting costumes, 10, 20, and all, which I think there's 24 or 25 maybe. In order to get them all, you have to complete a bunch of side quests. You have to get all 3 endings, so there's a lot of work involved in getting those, all of the costumes. There are 3 achievements tied to endings, a good, a bad, and a neutral. And it's possible to do stage select and pick the blue, red, and green crystals. Start here, put your party together right on the tent here, which is what that symbol above my head is, and then play through the final dungeon, which is really just 2 floors to get to the final boss. This is essentially what you would do for the abridged 3rd neutral playthrough if you follow Level 1 Blue Slime's True Achievements site walkthrough. But you also could do that for just the 3 ending achievements and get them quickly in about a half an hour each. I may make a video showing a full 30-minute playthrough of that dungeon and the boss fight, but it's not going to be part of this video. And then the only other achievement other than that is a missable achievement for finding a building in the 4th district, which is in Chapter 6. You have to play through a couple of dungeons to get there. That's the Devespresso achievement. So yeah, if you want to complete this game, it's a lot of work, about 20 to 25 hours, but there is the walkthrough, which is really good. Again, thanks to Level 1 Blue Slime for that. But other than that, wrapping it up here. Hope you enjoyed the video and got some freebie gamer score out of it. And I will see you in the next video.